Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the day. The Samsung Galaxy S23, S23 Plus, S23 Ultra have been released to the general public. Some people who have pre-ordered them have already gotten theirs. There's tons of videos on the YouTubes already. And yeah, this is a tough one. I decided after getting the Samsung Galaxy whatever else phone it is, ever since the S6, I am not getting the S23 Ultra. There are a couple of reasons for that. One of the big reasons for that is that I still have the Galaxy Z Fold 4, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But the other reason for that is that, quite honestly, it would be irresponsible for me to spend money on a phone right now. And I'm not going to say it's irresponsible for you. Everybody has their own thing going on, so you do you. You get your phone or whatever you want to do. You trade in, you do whatever it is that you need to do to get your phone or not get your phone. But here's the situation for me. For the past several months, we've been paying 2 mortgages, 2 sets of utility bills, 2 of everything. And whereas that might have worked out for Noah and his ark, it is not easy for us. And so I'm not crying poor here. That's not the point. But it just brings into stark relief for me the fact that buying a $1,200, $1,145, $49, whatever the thing costs, I'd have to do a lot of just juggling of different stuff to get some money. And I knew that coming into this week, and I really couldn't be bothered. There's just nothing about the S23 Ultra, or any of the S23 phones for that matter, that really gets me all that excited. Now, I have covered these phones by hook or by crook every single year for a long, long time. In fact, just yesterday was my 10th anniversary of reviewing things on YouTube, so it used to seem really important to me to get the new phone and to do whatever needs to be done to get the new phone and be on there talking about everything. But honestly, I have to admit, last year was a great year for Samsung phones. The S22 Ultra was probably my favorite phone of the year, and I only got rid of that in order to get this phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Now, I wasn't really sure how I would like the Z Fold 4. The Z Fold 4 is a very nice phone. And I just wasn't totally sold on the old folding phone thing. Having tried the Fold 2, the Fold 3, it just didn't feel ready for prime time for me, so I wasn't sure. But when I got the Fold 4, I was really, really impressed. I've had it for a while, and it has been probably the best Samsung phone that I've had. I also have this giant S Pen, right, that I got with the Z Fold 3. I will say this. I loved the Note line of phones, and the S23 Ultra is ostensibly the Note 12. I loved the S Pen, but the S Pen experience on the Fold is much better. It is a much better experience on the Fold than it is on any other phone. Let's take a look here at what we're talking about, at what we're looking at. I've gone to GSM Arena. They always have a great list of features and functions and all different kinds of things to compare the two. So let's take a look here. We've got the S23 Ultra on the left, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4 on the right. Looking at the price, 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, $1,100. Now, you can spec that up to 12 for not too much else, but 256, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and now you can get the Z Fold 4 on Amazon for $1,245. My Z Fold 4 has 512 gigabytes of RAM because I took advantage of that trade-in thing that they had last year. Not RAM, storage. Mine has 512 gigabytes of storage, so it's a good deal. There's some differences in these phones. S23 Ultra obviously is new, has different Gorilla Glass, but I've heard that it's not as good. I've been super impressed with the Gorilla Glass Victus Plus that I've used on several phones. Of course, this is going to be more water resistant and dust resistant. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, both 4nm processors. And then not much difference on any of the other specs except for the camera. You've got this 200 megapixel camera as opposed to a 50mm. I will say that the cameras on the Z line are not the same as the cameras on the S line. The S line has the best cameras that Samsung makes, but I don't know that Samsung actually makes the best cameras. They are very good. You've got 5,000 milliamp hours on the S23 Ultra, and I've heard that it's very, very good, a little bit faster wired charging, and then 4,400 milliamp hours on the Z Fold 4. I can say that the battery life on the Z Fold 4 has been really, really good. Here's what I'm going to tell you from my experience. I have no doubt that the S23 Ultra will be a great phone. However, if it were me, and I were going out to buy a phone today, and my choice for Samsung phones was either the S23 Ultra or the Z Fold 4, I would buy the Z Fold 4. The features that are important to me, the S Pen, the screen, all that kind of stuff, the Z Fold 4 has and then some over the S23 Ultra. The screen, the storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM instead of 8 gigabytes of RAM, I would buy the Z Fold 4. But I just want to say this. You don't have to buy a phone. What you have right now, whatever it is that you're watching this on or you're carrying in your pocket or any of that kind of stuff, that phone is fine. Don't fall into the whole, hey, this is the latest, greatest, bestest, nightography, blah, 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 blah. These are the things that I think as tech YouTubers, we don't talk about this stuff very much because it's always a new product and it's always an affiliate link and it's always those things. Speaking of which, I will leave affiliate links down in the description below for those of you who are interested. There's a kind of reality distortion field that happens when you are doing YouTube or when you're watching a lot of YouTube or anything like that, when you're talking about new tech products. It seems like you absolutely have to have this latest and greatest thing. And I'm here to tell you, they might be latest, they might be greatest, but you don't have to have them. I'm satisfied with my Galaxy Z Fold 4. I'm just gonna rock with this and rock with this giant S Pen. What do you think about that? A tech reviewer who now refuses to buy tech because I'm trying not to be an idiot with my money. You let me know what you think down in the comments below. We'll have a boisterous discussion as always. But until then, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.